Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. In the pick'em game, you can pick whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower stat total in that week's game for a chance to win big. And as you already know, I'm going Josh Allen higher in yards every single week. So sign up today with promo code Buffalo Fanatics and get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with promo code Buffalo Fanatics to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Underdog Fantasy is the easy.
You're listening to Rated Red on the Buffalo Fanatics Network.
The good news, Daquan Jones will be activated for Sunday's game. He is expected to play.
I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all want to smile at me. These rap
Daquan Jones says goodnight to him at the 45.
Drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. From brunettes down to blonde queens.
Gets surrounded and gets dropped. He is sacked. He is brought down by Taran Jones.
You know you like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. What? You know you like that. Come on. You know you like that.
What is going on, Buffalo Fanatics? Happy to be here with you guys for another edition of Rated Rev, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. Smash that like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and let's get this thing popping, baby. I'm so excited. We've got a big game tomorrow against the New England Patriots. This is the revenge game for the Buffalo Bills. Make no mistake about it. These Bills are looking to right some wrongs from week 7, and we're going to talk all about it tonight, right now. Do me this favor. As you guys are hopping on in here right now, drop in the chat where you're watching me from. This is the roll call. And tonight I'm joined by my very special guest. It is the one and only. He's no stranger to the show. You guys already know him. You know him well. Host of the Coast to Coast podcast. It is my brother, the one and only, my man, Silas Whittle. What's going on, baby? How you feeling
What's up,
tonight,
man? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm good, man. You know, it's a game day. It's a big game. This is a huge weekend for us. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited, nervous, you know, all of those things.
Yeah, big time, man. Big time. It's a massive week for the Buffalo Bills. Coming off of an escape in Los Angeles just before Christmas, the Buffalo Bills escaped LA with a Christmas victory against the Chargers. Man, how did you feel about that game against the Chargers, man? Did anything surprise you, or were you nervous about that game? Did you feel like it was going to be a trap game? How did you feel about that game going into the game, and then how did you feel about it afterwards?
I definitely felt like it was a game that could potentially set itself up as a trap, right? So you look at the Chargers and you say they fired their head coach, they fire a bunch of, you know, position coaches and things like that. You say, you know, all right, so they're in turmoil. Then you look at the quarterback. Starting quarterback's not there. You got a guy named Easton Stick, who a lot of people who never heard of, never seen play. You know, you look at some of the other injuries. Bosa's out, and you know, a bunch of guys are out. And the offensive line has been struggling for them, and they just look terrible. I mean, they've just had a disappointing year. But it's a short week, right? You're traveling cross country. They got a brand new defensive coordinator who, nobody has tape on. Nobody has film on what his scheme looks like. So we're basically the crash dummies here, flying across the country after a huge win against one of the best teams in the NFL and the Cowboys. And listen, Easton Stick, while he's not a household name, the kid has a live arm. We all saw how athletic he is, how fast he is as a mobile guy. And that Chargers roster, despite how poorly they played, is still very good. Quentin Johnson was one of the top rated wide receivers coming out of the draft last year. He had a really good game against us. Their tight ends, Palmer is really good. Josh Palmer's a wide receiver. And they got a couple of tight ends over there that are pretty solid players. They still got Austin Eckler. You still got Khalil Mack. You still got what's the kid? He's a junior. Asante Samuel. I think is it Asante Samuel Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So, I mean, they have talent over there. They still got Derwin James. They still got a bunch of guys. So, and then when you fire a head coach, the team that does it usually gets a 1-game boost where the
boost.
Right. So we had a lot of things working against us, and I'm proud of this team for winning that game. I'm proud of McDermott being able to win that close game. You know what I mean? It was one of those games that we normally lose, and for us to win it showed some growth. It showed some growth to me from Sean McDermott.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Alex. I was going to ask you, what did you learn from this game? And I think you kind of already answered the question about it. Showed some growth from this team, and being able to win these close games, because the Bills have struggled. They've lost a lot of these games, that way, and I think. A lot of the fan base going into that game. I mean, well, I wouldn't say going into the game, but probably towards the tail end of it, we're thinking, and probably somewhere even we're expecting Sean McDermott to show up, right? Like that same old Sean McDermott that we've grown accustomed to, unfortunately, where they lose these close games in the tail end of the fourth quarter, and that didn't happen. It didn't happen. It got close. I don't think it should have been that close at all. But nevertheless, the Bills pulled out a win. And I'm encouraged about it because when I look at the game and I think about what I learned from it, I learned never take an opponent lightly. Never take an opponent lightly. I don't care what the record says. And I thought that going into that game, I thought there was no way the Bills were going to fall into a trap. No, I didn't think it was going to be a trap game because I thought the Bills understood the assignment, right? They understood just how important that game was and what's at stake. And even though you have a team who just came off of a firing of a head coach, and they're getting that emotional boost, and they have this backup quarterback in there, and all this kind. I felt like the Bills, if they could just withstand the opening bell surge, because I felt like the Chargers were going to come out. I felt like if they could, make it through that, the Bills would roll. That's just kind of how I felt. I was like, man, there's no way these Bills are going to fall into a trap. No, there's none. But throughout the game, I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And they made it a close game. And I applaud the Chargers for coming out there and giving it their best effort. And what's gonna be funny is watch tomorrow. I mean, watch this game. Who are they playing tomorrow? Do you know
Patriots,
off the top?
Man.
Are they playing? No. I'm talking about the Chargers.
The Chargers.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking this question is because you can look it up. Is because
they're probably gonna get blown out.
And that's exactly where I was going. I was like, man, look, they're gonna put up a game of their life last week against the Bills, and then they're gonna get blown out. They're gonna get blown out this week, against whoever they play.
They got the Broncos, so they might
Broncos.
Actually win that game. The Broncos,
with Russ
without Russell Wilson,
without Russ, they might win that game. They might. You know what? I had my brother on the show last week, and he's a Chargers fan, and he was like, "Man, look here, Bills are gonna there's really nothing that the Chargers are playing for." He thought the Chargers were gonna be like tanking. But he did mention Easton Stick. He said, "Hey, the guy can move. He's got some legs. He got some,
Yeah, he does.
I'm like, all right. Well, I never seen him play before, man. And shoot, lo and behold, man, that brother was taking off, man. I'm like, oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
He's one of those. I think he came from like North Dakota State or something like that. I think he came from like one of those really, really, really small schools. But the guy he has a live arm. I mean, he's not. Yeah. He's not a scrub. He's definitely not a scrub.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his stats. I mean, he went 23 for 33, 215 yards passing, no touchdowns, obviously, no interceptions. But I mean, he was slinging it around. I mean, I was like, oh snap, like who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? And it may have caught the Bills off guard. I mean, I hope it didn't. I hope they did their as much study as they could. Right? They don't have a whole lot of tape, but I felt like, man, I think the Bills just kind of got shocked a little bit, and coming back to it and thinking, you had mentioned it too, like the cross country trip on a short week, was a lot. You know what I'm saying? Man, and so at the end of the day, the Bills escaped with a win, and that's really all that matters. Nautica comes in here, Whittles. She comes in with a super chat. I appreciate it, Nautica. She says, "Yo, what up to my guy Whittle? Ready to beat the Patriots and take back what's ours."
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, man.
That's my girl Nautica. She's one of my shooters. She's one of my shooters on Twitter. We got a little crew on Twitter, man. They go out and they do battle in these spaces, man, and on the timeline. So
yeah,
that's one of the shooters. Shout out to Nautica. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out, man. Shout out. And you know what? About this game, man. Like I want to take this time. So we talked about kind of like what we learned from this game, but I would be remiss if I didn't hand out some res roses, man. We got to talk about some res roses, some roses that are to some players who are deserving of a rose from their performance from last week. Anybody off the top of your head, Silas?
I'm not gonna go with the obvious Josh Allen pick. I will go with, however, Ed Oliver. Like Ed Oliver stepped up, man. Like
Ed Oliver,
2 sacks,
okay.
Two sacks in the game.
Talk about it, because look, Ed was on my list. Ed was on my list, baby.
Yeah, Ed did his thing, man. Ed was disruptive. TFLs, even with not having Jordan Phillips there, like they're starting Tim Settle next to him, who's another penetrating 3 tech like him, and he just was stellar. Ed said when he signed his extension that he wanted to outplay his contract. Congratulations, Ed. You're already outplaying your contract, because he's been virtually unblockable over the last few weeks, man. And this seems like with the additions that we're getting back, I expect that to continue. But I don't want to foreshadow too much.
Man, look, Ed with 8.5 sacks. 8.5 sacks from Ed Oliver. Career high.
Yeah.
Like the brother is he's on a tear this year. And I love his motivation. And you already know, man, like he's coming back to the table. He's gonna come back to the table like, hey Bean, let's talk about this contract. You know what I'm saying? Because he had talked about it, man. But I love that you picked him, because he's been, like you said, he's been unstoppable. Like Ed Oliver has been, I think he's probably, if not the most important player on this defense right now. Like he's or close to it. Is there anybody else that you can think of off the top of your head, man, that might push Ed for the most important player right now? Like if Ed is gone,
I don't know. I don't know if we can put anybody else up there. I think there are guys who have an equal. I want to say that there are guys that have an equal amount of impact as Ed, and I would say Terrell, and at each level, I would say Terrell Bernard's play this year,
big time. Yeah,
huge. I mean, when you lose Matt Milano, there are 2 linebackers in the NFL that are as good as Matt Milano, and one is Matt Milano, and the other one is Fred Warner. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Matt Milano is the second best linebacker in the NFL. I love Roquan Smith. I know a lot of people are going to say Roquan's not better. He's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Roquan's a great player. He's not better than Matt Milano. It's my opinion, but Matt Milano's a demon, man. I mean, he's everywhere. And then the addition of Rasul Douglas, I think Rasul Douglas has been huge. When you lose Trey White, that's like when you lose a guy like Trey White, and we're not talking about last year's Trey White where Miami picked on him and teams were throwing at Trey White. No. We're talking about the Trey White who started out on inside leverage and then switched to outside leverage on a deep comeback route in the end zone, reached around the receiver to intercept the football and not draw a flag or make contact. That's the Trey White we lost. So getting a guy like Rasul Douglas in here, shout out to Rasul Douglas. I'm always going to do this every time I talk about him. He's from my hometown of East Orange, New Jersey. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody from East Orange, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, Rasul Douglas is another guy. Like you don't just pick up a shutdown corner at the trade deadline, and that's essentially what we got. The guy is great in run. He's great in helping out against the run. He's extremely reactive in zone coverage. He's tough to throw. He's tough to throw over. He's tough to throw around, and he's physical. He's physical with receivers. He rarely gets beat. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes. I like him a lot, man.
What do you think the Bills do with him next year? What do you think they do at the cornerback position just in general, man? I mean, with Rasul, Benford, and then you got Trey White coming back. What if you had to guess?
I think Rasul and Christian Benford are the starting corners next year. I think that Trey White won't be. I don't think Trey White will be back because this is an Achilles. It's not like an ACL. Like ACL is like 9 months. You can get back on the field and at least start, practicing and doing some football movements. But Achilles is that, bro. That's a year. Like he's probably down for a year, a year and some months. So he may not come back until Trey may not come back until week 8 or 9 next year. Maybe week 10. But when he does get back, they'll work him in here and there. But I fully expect them to take it real light with him, especially, I feel like we rushed Vaughn back, and I don't want to. I know they're gonna learn from that mistake and just kind of let Trey, get his feet under him.
Yeah, definitely. Do you see a scenario in which they look to get rid of Trey?
I do. I think they got to give Trey's contract for sure. Like Trey's making a lot of money, bro. So they got to get rid of that contract.
He is.
I think they sit down with Trey and his representation and say, listen, we want to keep you, but we can't keep you at that number coming off your second major injury, about to hit 30. Like there's a lot of factors there, especially when you have a Kyer Elam sitting back there that, has similar athletic traits that a Trey White brings. So I'm not saying that Kyer's Trey White's replacement, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that athletically, Kyer has all of the tools to do some of the same things that Trey White can do. Right. And I mean, you got two really good corners in Benford and Douglas. Like, I mean, those guys are amazing, man. Taran Johnson has been like, if you're going to give roses out, Taran Johnson deserves a rose for the entire season because he's been. I mean, I don't know if
for
there's
sure.
another. I don't know how many other. Yeah, how many other nickel corners in the league are better than him right now? He's been balling out.
He surprised me in that Cowboys game. I'll be honest with you, man. I thought he's gonna have his hands full with CD. Shut him down. Did his thing. He's really been doing his thing, man. So I just wanted to throw that out there with you about Trey White, man, because I've been thinking about it here. I mean, just off and on. I'm like, golly, man, like I mean, it's good to have it like an embarrassment of riches, right? I mean, when you look at the cornerback position right now, just on paper, you've got Rasul, you've got Christian Benford, you still got Dane Jackson, you've got Trey White coming back, and you got Kyer Elam on the squad. It's like, man, like the Bills have some depth. Now it's going to be a good problem to have. They got to figure some things out, but like you can never have too many corners on the squad. So I'm looking forward to getting Trey back. I want that Trey White back, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Trey. Hopefully things work out for him, man, and he's getting healthy. But for now, I love the addition of Rasul Douglas. I feel like that guy is like a perfect fit. Like it doesn't even seem like he was a trade acquisition. It seems like he's been here for the longest. He just fits that well with this team, man. And I just love everything about what Rasul has been bringing to the team, to the defense. And we could be talking about a different Buffalo Bills team right now, man, if it wasn't for that acquisition right now. So shout out to Brandon Bean for being able to make that happen. Another Rose. Now you kind of, you were like, hey man, I'm not gonna do the obvious. So I won't do the obvious, but we got to give a rose out to the brother, man, who, in my opinion, for several weeks, this brother has been like on my put up or shut up list because of his up and down nature, boom or bust, going, multiple weeks with 0 catches, whatever. But man, this week right here, Gabe Davis, he put on a show. Like, when Steph wasn't doing his thing, man, and he's kind of been a little silent. This was a game when we needed, your other dog to step up, and this was the game, and Gabe finally did it, man. He showed up in a big way. 4 receptions for 130 yards, man. 4 for 130 and 1 touchdown.
Right.
Gabe, look, I hope Gabe plays pissed off. The rest of the year into the playoffs, I hope Gabe plays pissed off and he understands, like, of course, like, he's trying to get paid, right? And this year just hasn't really been his year, but I hope right now, because it's all about recency bias. And if he can get hot right now going into the playoffs, Gabe's going to earn himself a big contract. But it's gonna bode well for the Buffalo Bills if he does that. You know what I mean? And to have a guy like that, because teams, man, like they're looking to shut out Diggs. Like they're just gonna do it. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Where teams they stop doubling Diggs. I think they're gonna continue to do it until the Bills are able to prove that on a consistent basis that they can beat them, that another receiver can beat them. And Gabe Davis, he proved it last week. Let's hope he can do it again this week. But man, 4 for 130. That's what you want to see out of your wide receiver too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you expect when your number one is getting doubled and then he's getting schemed out of the game. You need your number 2 to step up, and Gabe did it. And man, how about that touchdown though? Like that touchdown eerily reminiscent of week 1 last year when Diggs caught that pass on Jalen Ramsey when he stumbled and he fell in the end zone. Like it looked exactly the same. It makes me wonder, man. Like, we know it's a scramble play. Josh broke the pocket, but man, it was too similar to that one. And it almost makes me wonder if they actually draw up like a scramble play. You know what I'm saying? Like a play that looks like a play, but it's like it looks like a scramble and it breaks down. I almost wonder if they just kind of like write that in the dirt and be like, hey man, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it look like a scramble, but it's really a play that we drew up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like those kind of plays, man, are just amazing. And the way Gabe went to the end zone when he caught that ball, like he wasn't getting tackled. Like that's what I love from Gabe, man. Like I need him to really be him, show his strength and his power, and like, yo, you can't tackle me, And man, like what were your thoughts when you saw the game that Gabe was having?
I was happy for Gabe. I was happy for Gabe. For me, it's not an issue of Gabe's ability to make plays. It's just Gabe can't make plays on his own. Like I think that there's a lack of ability to separate from corners and create separation, especially downfield. He's not a twitchy athletic guy, so when he does run routes, they're not as crisp as like Diggs, or he doesn't get in and out of his breaks as quickly as a Shakir does. But I think that there are other ways that we could use Gabe Davis that would make Gabe effective, and we just don't. I'd love to see Gabe used in some slants, some quick slant plays. I'd love to see Gabe Davis used more as a deep hitch guy, run up the field 15 yards, stop, turn, come back 3 yards, and wait for the football. That type of I'd like to see him used in some of that. I like the fact that they use him in some of these wide receiver screens. Like, do some more of that. Get the ball in his hands a little bit faster and make him make him force corners to come up and tackle. The problem with Gabe, because I think Gabe is who he is. Like, I don't think that we're seeing anything different than what he's been his entire career. His entire career, he's right around 52%. As catch percentage. We already talked about the lack of ability to separate or create separation. And to be honest, I think they would use him more on slants because of how big he is, but his hands are inconsistent. You can't have a situation where you throw a slant to him, the ball bounces off his hands, because that's an interception. It's going to a safety, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree 100% because, and here's the thing, like Gabe, we thought, at least I did, I thought like, okay, well, his catch rate was due to, and we kind of heard this kind of spun as well, like, all right, his catch rate is due to his yards per route run, right? He's constantly running deep routes, whatever, so that's going to contribute to his lower catch rate. You know what I'm saying? But he's not helping it. He's not helping his case when he's dropping these passes, like these slants and whatever. Like, it's crazy, man, because if the guy was more consistent, he would be a deadly number 2. And that's the thing about it. And I like Gabe a lot, man. It's his inconsistency is what gets on my nerves, man. It really does. And it makes me wonder, like, if he's worth the money that he's probably going to command on the free agent market. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're looking at Gabe right now, and I mentioned this, I think, last week. I said, look, the thing about Gabe is at the end of the year, he's going to put up some numbers, and if you just look at it just purely on just a statistical basis, you're going to think, oh, man, this guy he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right now, he's got 725 yards on 43 receptions and 7 touchdowns, 16.9 yards per reception. You look at that just on paper, you're like, shh. What more do you want out of your 2? And he's probably gonna he'll probably get 800 yards this year. You know what I'm saying? I
think he gets to 1,000. No, not 1,000. Where is he at? 745?
725.
725.
You think he gets 1,000 in 2 games?
Honestly, it's possible. I'm thinking about it, and honestly. It's like we're playing the Patriots. It's not like we haven't seen, Buffalo wide receivers get loose on the Patriots. And then the last game of the season is the Dolphins. I expect him to go nuts on the Dolphins. I expect him to really.
Do you think Gabe Davis?
Crazy.
Do you think Gabe Davis beats his total from last year? Last year he had 836 yards.
Yeah, I think he beats his total. Yeah, absolutely.
I think he beats that.
I think he's closer to 1,000 yards than he is 800 yards. I think he finishes somewhere in the mid-9s, if not 1,000. I really feel like because he's had so few opportunities over the last few weeks, or not even few opportunities, but he just hasn't converted on some of those opportunities. I think that the last 2 games, I think he goes off.
Look at this, man. So let's look at these numbers with Gabe. Okay. Last year, Gabe had 93 targets.
Yep.
93 targets. 48 receptions. Yep. 836 and 7 touchdowns. This year, he has on 76 targets, he has 43 receptions.
Right.
So he's almost beating his reception total with a lot less targets. I mean, he's about, what is that, 17 targets off of what he did last year. So I mean, I don't know if he'll get 17 targets between now and the Miami game. But golly, dude, like if he beats his reception, I mean his yard total from last year, just on a numbered basis, like he's gonna have some leverage, in contract negotiations. Now people, we know it from a week to week basis, like he's up and down, he'll disappear. But again, it goes back to my point. Like he, at the end of the year, he's gonna put up his numbers, and it's gonna look differently than what it really looks like on a game to game basis. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Like Rev, you could look at it. You could look at you look at Gabe Davis's numbers, and people will say, "Wow, this guy is really good." Like, why are the Bills fans not all singing Gabe's praises? You go back to the Denver game, wide open, pass right across the middle, right in his hands, went through his hands into the safety's arms.
Yeah,
interception. I don't want to pay $12 million a year for that.
I don't.
We're already paying a quarterback. We're already paying Diggs. We're paying Von Miller, and he's not producing. We're gonna have to pay. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay Rousseau soon. We're getting production out of Kincaid. We're paying Knox, and Knox is not getting the same opportunities that he used to. But Knox is doing what he needs to do. When he does get the opportunity, I think we got to reset at some point. You can't pay everybody. You got to reset. And I think we reset with a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, man, you almost kind of want me to start talking about some wide receivers, bro. Here in the draft, I've been looking at some, man. Have you had your eyes on some?
Oh, listen, man.
Okay, hold on.
A couple guys, man.
All right, let me go ahead and take this banner off then, because
right in your neighborhood too.
You got me wanting to talk about these guys, man. So let's take some time and just kind of foreshadow a little bit to the draft. I know it's kind of hard to even put your mind around that right now when you're looking at the Buffalo Bills, and we're talking about how, like, right now the task at hand is to get in these playoffs. But just indulge us for a little bit if you can. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at wide receiver room, hey man, it could get bleak real quick. You know what I'm saying? It can go, that cupboard can get real empty real fast. I mean, you talk about Gabe Davis right now, contract year. Let's talk the possibility of him not coming back next year. Okay.
Right.
And then you have who's on a 1-year deal? Is it Hardy or is it Sherfield? Which one of them? I think we probably want to get rid of both of them anyway.
On a 1-year deal. Yeah, I
think
both
on a 1-year deal.
Are gone.
I think both those guys are gone, right? So you lose 3 receivers next year, probably. With two at least. And I think we get the classic statement from Brandon Beane on Gabe Davis. He's earned his right to test free agency. You know what that means. So he leaves. That leaves with a 30-year-old Diggs going into his age 31 year, right? Because he just turned 30, and then Khalil Shakir and an unproven Justin Shorter, right? You the Bills fans just take a moment real quick and just think about that going into next year. You do not want Josh Allen going into the season with 30-year-old Diggs going to be 31 in the season, Khalil Shakir, Justin Shorter. That's the reality that the Buffalo Bills are facing. And the Buffalo Bills have to restock that wide receiver position. I think, man, that's probably a priority position for this team right now. I don't want to see, more defensive players. I mean, granted, they're probably gonna, do that anyway. But I need a wide receiver early in the draft. I'm not feeling the free agency. Plus, we're kind of strapped for cash anyway. I need this year to be a year when they go out and get them a dog early in the draft, man. So who do you have your eyes set on so far at wide receiver for the Bills?
First off, I think Sherfield comes back. I think Sherfield gets another 1-year deal. Yeah, I think he comes back. He's an excellent blocker. I think he comes back. He's an excellent blocker. Joe Brady's Joe Brady's a competent offensive coordinator.
He really
think
is.
He'll figure out ways to use Sherfield a little bit better last year. I see the chat going a little, somebody put Rome out there. Bro, Rome is not going to be available when we pick. So if you think if you're thinking Malik Neighbors, Rome, who else? Who else is another big guy?
Of course, Marvin Harrison. You're not going to sniff him.
Both kids from both of the kids from both of the kids come out of Ohio State. I don't think either one of those guys will be there. Keon Coleman, he won't be there either. Keon Coleman is not going to be there, guys. So, let's start looking.
Coleman looks slow to me, man. I don't know if it's me.
You know what? I talked to somebody out there. I talked to somebody who I trust, who is a coach in Florida and has seen Coleman up close. He said he's a 4-5 guy.
That's Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
He's just a 50-50 Gabe Davis.
But the thing is, though, like, I think the difference is Keon's gonna shine when it comes to his there you go, Troy Franklin. There you go. Yeah. See my shooters coming through, man. They know what time it is, man.
Troy is slim too, man. Yeah.
Troy is slim. Another kid, the other kid in Washington, Jalen Polk, he's a little small too.
Yeah, I like Polk though.
What's the kid in LSU? Not Neighbors, the other one, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. Is it Brian Johnson or Brian Thomas?
I can't remember. It's Brian Jr.
I know who you're talking about though. Yeah.
I like. I'm not really a fan of that kid. He's huge though. He's like 6'4". He can run. He's a 50-50
What about Xavier Legette?
I'm polished, man. Like I watched a bunch of South Carolina games, and he's big, he's fast, he's strong, he's physical, but he moves kind of robotic to me. I don't know, man. I think the way this team is set up right now, you can take a guy who is great at one thing right now, but has the ability to develop somewhere else later on. So if you take a look at and you just use him in year one as your big stretch the field, down the field type guy, you throw, something like that. Sure, he takes the top off of the defense. Xavier Worthy's another kid, 6'1", like 175, can absolutely fly. Take a guy like that, and that's what you use him for. We're gonna throwing bubble screens, and we're gonna throw him. We can't afford Mike Evans, legit.
That ain't happening.
Let that go. Mike Evans is getting 20+ million. We're not getting him.
Yeah,
Brian Thomas Jr. We talked about him, but I don't know, man. I think Brian Thomas is not really a great route runner. Brendan Rice is another kid I like, but he might be a 3rd round guy. Yeah, it's a few kids. Like I'm working on putting some draft stuff together, and I'll put that out. After the season.
What about Adonai Mitchell? The other Texas wide receiver, Mitchell.
I don't know if he's going. I don't know if he's still going to be there, man. That's the thing. Like I feel like I think that once Harrison.
Who do you think will be there?
5. I think Legette will be there. I think Worthy might be there. I think Polk will be there. I think Brian Thomas will be there. Yeah, I like Polk too. I like Polk a lot, actually. I really like Polk.
Like he's
a lot.
He's yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, Polk was one of my. Somebody said that guys, right man. There. Need a CD Lamb in the draft. That kid Polk gives me CD Lamb vibes, man. I'm telling you, I like that Polk. Kid Polk a lot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But honestly, if it comes down to it, Rev, and I think we'll be picking at 32 this year. So, if at 32 we have a choice between Cam Kitchens, the safety out of Miami, or a wide receiver, I'm taking the safety, bro.
I was about to say, bro, That's tough, dude. That's so tough, and it depends on what wide receivers are on the board at that time, man. But it's a huge void at safety, bro. And you got a couple of good safeties. You got Cam Kitchens, you got Tyler Nubbin, man. Like
Yep.
those guys. Is it Nubbin or Nubin? How you pronounce his last name?
I think it is.
Yeah,
Nubin.
I like Nubin, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that size, man. I think safety is a sneaky important position for these Bills, dude. Like going forward, like you got, man, Hyde and Poyer, they're getting old, bro. They're slow. Taylor Rapp, he just ain't really that, man. He ain't really that. So you're gonna go into next year with what? Cam Lewis, you know what I'm saying?
Cam Lewis has been balling lately, though.
I mean, I like Cam though, bro. Like I want a little bit more assurance. I need like
a depth guy. He's a depth guy.
Yeah. I need another guy, man. So if we can get in, if you got Cam Kitchens, dog, you know Sean McDermott is gonna be salivating to snag him a safety at round one. If one of them dudes is on the board and you got to pick between the top safety or the fifth wide receiver, you know what I'm saying? He's but like then you gotta weigh it out like, dang, like all right, so what kind of depth do we have at that position in round two?
That's the thing, the drop off.
It's a drop off,
Rev. The drop off from Cam Kitchens to everybody else is crazy, bro. So that's why I say you gotta like.
I'm talking wide receiver though too.
Well, I don't think the drop off. I think after you have Harrison Jr., you got Neighbors, and you got Rome out of Washington. Those are your top three guys. Then there's a drop off. I think Troy Franklin, Mitchell, Ibuka, all of those guys, they're like later round wide receiver guys. So
I can see the Chiefs getting one of them fast dudes. I can see them getting.
They are.
Brian Thomas or Xavier Legette. You know, I can see him snatching up one of them dudes, man, and I'll be pissed.
I would. Yeah, if Legette is like hovering around there, and I would take Legette just so the Chiefs
get him right. Let the Chiefs get him right. That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, just get him.
Can't let
I'm sorry, man.
Get that guy, man.
You can't let him get him, bro. That's what I'm saying. You gotta keep him out of it. Like I'll have to trust Sean, man, to find him another safety and bring him on in here, man, and scheme him up, you know. But that wide receiver, bro, I do not want the Chiefs getting Legette, dog. I don't want them getting it. They're gonna get somebody, but right. I can't have him getting the freak. I can't have him get the freak. No. Now Nautica, man, Nautica comes in again with a super chat. Nautica, she says, I want someone who can run crisp routes and get open quickly for Josh. All right, let's pivot, man. Before we jump into the Patriots stuff, let's talk about like the kind of wide receiver you think will fit best for this team going forward. And really, when you think about Joe Brady, because we can all agree that Joe Brady, he's going to get that. He's going to be promoted, right? He's going to get the OC job. For saying anything unforeseen, like for saying like he gets a head coaching gig, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is another possibility. If the Bills go out and win the Super Bowl, I guarantee you Joe Brady's people are gonna be trying to poach him. But assuming he's back next year, what kind of wide receiver do you think fits the Bills? Because I have an idea. Like I'm thinking Joe Brady and people need to go back to his days with Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? And even, I mean, you look at LSU because he brought that offense to LSU, but you think about as an offensive assistant and, with Sean Payton, like you look at like who they had, bro, like you got your Michael Thomas, and I don't know if he was there for Marcus Colston. I can't remember, but I think that was before. That was before him, right?
He missed that, yeah.
But still, I mean, even with LSU, but you see the type of offense that he's going to be bringing. So he had an embarrassment of riches at LSU. Number one, Justin Jefferson and oh man, and Jamar Chase. But anyway,
Jamar Chase,
Terrence Mitchell, man, yeah, that's
that was hilarious. Bro, they had like 20 guys go to the Pro.
Everybody. So, what kind of receiver do you think, if you're foreshadowing, what kind of receiver do you think Joe Brady has in mind? And let's just assume Gabe Davis is not brought back. Let's assume Gabe Davis goes somewhere else in free agency, and we bring back Sherfield, but Hardy's gone, and we just have Diggs, Sherfield, and Hardy and Justin Shorter on the roster.
And Isabella. Let's not forget about him.
Yeah.
I think he gets a shot as well. No, listen, Isabella's got a legit speed. Like, we're gonna need a punt return
He's
guy.
got the speed.
We're gonna need
return guy. Yeah,
that special teams guy. And I mean, and his hands are fine. Like, I like Isabella to get a shot on the 53 next year. But if we're going out to get a guy, I think he could take a kid like Brendan Rice and make him a stud. I think he could take a kid like not Neighbors, Troy Franklin. They can take a Troy Franklin and turn him into a stud. Keon Coleman, I think, is the perfect wide receiver. Because I mean, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are fast. Like, those guys are fast. But I think both of those guys are like low 4.3, high 4.4 guys. Like, they're not absolute burners, but they're great route runners. Great, their hands are amazing. They are physical.
But would you consider Keon Coleman? Would you consider Coleman a route runner?
Yeah, because I mean, he's one of those guys that knows how to get. He just knows how to get open. I think he knows how to I think he knows how to play backyard football in structure. So you may send him for a 10-yard over, and he knows to flatten that route at 8 yards to undercut the safety. Like, he knows what he's doing. So I like that kid. I mean, listen, if Keon Coleman is sitting there at 20 or 20, 22.
Yeah,
don't sleep. Brandon Beane may
trading up.
He may trade up and go
again.
get him. Yeah,
I mean, they had the picks to make some moves to move up this year.
Yeah, yeah. I know Hardy's on a 2-year deal. They're gonna cut Hardy, and Sherfield's on a 1-year deal, and I think they bring him back for another minimum contract. But what I was gonna say, as far as safety, we're not just going to look in the draft. I think this is a pretty good free agency safety class. So you got what's the kid out of Patriots? Duggar's a free agent. Yes,
bring him.
Yes,
I completely forgot about that guy. All right, so hold on.
Yes,
all right, because I forgot about Duggar. I wanted Duggar in the draft so bad. Oh, so bad. It was him and Claypool. I'm glad I missed out on Claypool, but they were my two guys that I wanted in that draft. And man, if Duggar cuts loose from New England, oh, dude, bring him now.
I mean,
put him on his.
Why would he stay? Why would he stay? Why would he stay in New England?
Money. I mean, can they? I don't know what kind of cap situation
how much
they
they're
have.
Paying? Yeah, I mean they're going to be able to afford to re-sign him, but would you take $9 million to stay in New England, or come to Buffalo and play for $7.5 million?
Oh yeah, it's Buffalo all day.
To win a championship.
Yeah, it's Buffalo all day. All day.
I'm saying.
All day.
So
yeah,
Kyle Duggar knows what it's like to be at the top of the hill. You don't want to keep losing.
McDermott gonna cut that dude loose, man.
Yeah. And there's other guys too. Cam Curl is available. Safety out of Washington. He'll be available.
Do you think the Bills will go? You think the Bills go get two safeties?
No, I think they go get one in free agency and one in the draft. We might actually go get two in the draft.
Who's the Micah Hyde safety for this team?
I think
I think you draft him, right? Because I think Duggar is going to be that box safety, that guy. I mean, but man, speed though.
Yeah, but Duggar can play. Duggar can play everywhere. Like I like Duggar a lot. But I think you go and get a guy in the draft that has some ability to play that deep safety. You can train up. I mean, and then you never know. You never know if they don't, have a conversation with Benford or have a conversation with Kyer and say, hey.
I was about to say Khair. Yeah, they might.
So
that athletic profile, man. I would like, dude. I would test him out at safety.
He's got ball skills.
Yeah,
he's gotten better as he's gotten better as a tackler. You won't need him to tackle as much. But I mean, the other thing is though, Buffalo brings their safeties down to help out with the run since we run so much nickel, which that might be a problem. But listen, Benford. I mean, I think Rasul Douglas would make an amazing safety. Amazing.
He really would. Yeah. They got choices. Needless to say, they got choices. But if they sign Kyle Duggar, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they'll sign. I think they'll go after Duggar. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Poyer back. To be honest, another year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Which one is gone after this year? I mean, on the contract,
Micah. I think Micah's out of here.
Yeah, and then with his neck too, man.
The health is the issue.
Yeah.
And he looks off
man.
this year as well.
Yep.
Too. He hasn't had a good year, but I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I think DeMar's going after this year.
I think Hamlin probably goes to Pittsburgh. I think he tries to go back home.
He'll find a spot. He'll go someplace and still have carve out a nice career as a backup. I think we draft at least one safety. Maybe we may go after two. I think we go get two defensive tackles. I think we get a one tack and another three.
So you don't think we bring Linval back?
No. I think they can be younger at that. Yeah, no. Man, they got a kid at LSU, 6'4", 326 pounds, and he runs a 4.7. Get him.
No way.
Yes, get him. That kid's a beast. Go get him.
You said from LSU?
Yeah. I think his name is Jordan Jefferson. Let me look, because I got these.
Okay, yeah.
I keep these.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up too, man.
Pulled up, brother. Where is it at?
Hey, you guys watching that Cowboys game? Jordan Jefferson?
Yeah, no, I'm not watching the Cowboys game.
My wife is in the living room, man. She's a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
So she watching them.
Yeah, man, 6'4", 317. They got him clocking a 4.740, man.
Golly.
317, that's a one tech.
It is 317, yeah.
That's a one tech. He gonna put on a couple more pounds in the draft, and I mean after the draft, take him to get some of those wings in Buffalo, and that's it. Unleash him at barbell, guys. Send him to barbell.
Right.
Let him get about 5 to 10 more pounds. But my God, 6'4", 317, running a 4.7.
That's fast. That's athletic, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think the Bills extend Daquan, or do you think they just play out his contract?
You gotta extend I think you gotta extend Daquan, but it depends on what Daquan wants as well. Like I think Daquan likes it here. I think he wants to continue to play here, but I don't know if Daquan wants to lock himself into a 3-year deal or a 2-year deal or whatever. And if he does, I say give it to him because he's been excellent. He's been excellent for us. So,
yeah, I love Daquan, man. I like what he brings to the defense, dude. You could tell, man. Like watching, like he's such a leader, dude, on this defensive line, and these guys are getting so hyped up, man. They had this guy back in, and I love that video. That's why I posted that video here today at the beginning of the show, man, because watching the love, man, that these guys have for Daquan, and they know how important he is to the defense, is ridiculous, dude. And I'm feeling it, man. Like I really feel like this game. I'll be honest, Silas. Like I think the Bills are about to crush these Patriots, man. Like I get it. Bill Belichick and his defense, like they're gonna have some tricks up his sleeve. They're gonna play hard. I'll say that, but I think the Bills, man, are so focused, and they're back home,
right,
coming off of that close win. And they know like they have to win this game. They have to win this game. And then on top of it, you look at the Patriots injury. Did you get a chance to look at the Patriots injury report?
Yep.
Man, look, these Patriots, bro, they are missing a lot of guys. So all right, so they already got Ramondre Stevenson gone. He's on IR, which is good for the Bills because Butte is out, Peppers is out, Juju's out.
Yep.
And then they got questionable. I mean, of course, I think these guys are probably going to play, but Barmore is questionable. Miles Bryan is questionable. Kyle Duggar is questionable. He's got an illness, which is crazy because these guys with these illnesses, you probably have to wonder because Boutte is out with an illness.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's out with an illness and Duggar is questionable with an illness, I guess it just depends on the timing of that, on how far along he is in it. But, he may not see Duggar either. I don't know. Hunter Henry's out. I mean, well, he's questionable. Anthony Jennings is questionable with the knee. Jonathan Jones questionable with the knee. Matthew Slater questionable with the hamstring. Sean Wade, huge.
Slater and Jones being out as well.
Jones.
Like those are,
yep. So these guys, man, like if any of these guys on the questionable list become out as well, like it could be one of them games, man, like where the Bills just really just trounce them. It's just trounce them. We do. Facts. Big time. Like the Bills need this kind of game going into this Week 18 matchup against the Dolphins, but we can't look too far ahead. We have to take care of business tomorrow against these Patriots. We can't sleep. But then we look at the Bills injury report. It looks pretty good. All right. I mean, it looks like we could be getting AJ Epinesa back.
Right.
He's questionable. Dealing with his rib injury. DeMar Hamlin is questionable. Shoulder injury. Justin Shorter is questionable with hamstring. He's probably gonna get. He's probably gonna be inactive. And then Daquan Jones, man, we know he's gonna be playing. So we got him back. It looks pretty good. He's playing. Micah Hyde might be out. Right? Is he was Hyde? Well, hold on. Is Hyde?
No. Mike is playing. Mike is playing.
Mike is playing.
Yeah,
okay.
Mike is playing. This could be his last home game, man. So Mike is playing.
Uh-huh. So when
I don't know how much he plays, but I think he definitely starts.
So let's pivot, man. Let's go ahead and pivot to this preview against the Patriots.
Okay.
Last matchup, Week 7. Bills lose 29-25.
Yep.
That was probably, it has to be the worst loss for me that the Bills took this year. I mean, you can look at the Broncos game and the Jets Week 1. But that Patriots game, man, golly, dude. Come on, man. Like, we're talking about one of the worst teams ever. This year. Hey, they made Mac Jones, dog, look so serviceable. They made him look like an above average quarterback in that game. And Mac Jones, that game, week 7, Mac Jones went 25 for 30, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception, right? I think he had no interceptions. He had a passer rating of 126.7, the highest that he's gotten all year long. And the Buffalo Bills made him look like that. But the Bills are not going to see him. So now they're going to see Bailey Zappi.
Right.
Bailey Zappi. And since the Bills game, and this is what's so crazy, man. So like they did that for Mac Jones. They made him look like that. And then ever since that game, the Bills game, Mac has not had a passer rating above 88. He's thrown 5 picks to just 3 touchdowns. He's led the Patriots to 4 straight losses. He was benched after their 10-7 loss to the Giants, where he went 12 for 21, 89 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a passer rate of 27.8. Awful number.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
Awful. So now in comes Bailey Zappi to the rescue again. And Bailey Zappi started he started 4 games since then. And he's looked, I mean, serviceable, right? I mean, 5 touchdowns in those 4 games, 5 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, average passer rating of 96.8. The 4 games that they played that he started, they've went 2-2 against the Chargers, the Steelers, Chiefs, and Broncos. They've won the games that they won were against against the Steelers, and most recently against the Broncos, where he went 25 of 33, 256 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 75.8% completion percentage, and 117 passer rating. Bailey Zappi. What can you make of Bailey Zappi over these past 4 games that could be of any concern for the Bills tomorrow? Or is there any concern for the Bills with Bailey Zappi?
Absolutely. You can't let a guy like that get into a rhythm. I think they have to. I think we're gonna have to disguise coverages. Like McDermott does an excellent job of that already. So definitely disguise the type of coverage that you're sending out there. Give them something else to think about. We should see some juice from that front line with Daquan being back. I'm sure emotions are going to be high. Ed's going to be like a man off. Ed's going to be playing like his hair's on fire. Same thing with AJ and the rest of those guys. They're going to be, ramped up. The crowd's going to be crazy. So definitely, you want to do your best to try to fool Bailey Zappi into what you're actually sending out at him. That'll get the ball. That'll get him to hold on to the ball that extra split second. The pass rush can get there. Other than that, you got to be patient and aggressive when it comes to patient and aggressive. That's probably like, I don't know. Is that like a contradictory statement? I think you have to be patient.
It sounds like it, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I think we have some ball hawks, right? Out there in the secondary. I think you have to be patient and allow Bailey Zappi to find a look that he likes. Like when Bailey Zappi finds something that he likes, he is absolutely pulling the trigger. He does not hesitate. So, stay within your coverage keys, and when he sees something that he likes, be aggressive and go after it, because he's not going to look you off with his eyes. He's not going to hold this. He's not going to hold people with his eyes and look off his intended target. He's not doing any of that. He sees a look he likes. He's pulling the trigger. Go get the football, guys. Like, this is a game that we should have. We should have 2 interceptions. Yeah,
easily. And a thing I want to add to that is over those 4 game stretch for Bailey Zappi, the thing that really stood out to me when I was looking at his numbers was 13 sacks. He's been sacked 13 times over that 4 game stretch. Whereas Mac Jones, since the Bills game, he was sacked 9 times. 9 times. So Bailey, Bailey's getting sacked 13 times, man. Like, so I don't know if that's just purely the offensive line or a combination of both. You know what I'm saying? But if they're leaking on that up front on that offensive line, you have to think that there's going to be multiple opportunities for these Bills and the pass rush to get after these guys, to get after Bailey Zappi, because I don't want to see what the Bills. I don't want to see another game where you have this backup quarterback and you're making him look better than he really is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Then that goes back to your whole point about disguising coverage and whatnot. Like, I want to see a defensive game where they actually make these guys look like they should look. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see a game where like Mike Jones looks above average. I don't want to see Bailey Zappi looking above average and he's just dialing things up and he's just, slicing and dicing the Bills down the field, long sustaining drive. I don't want to see that. Like, I need Sean McDermott, these guys, to really come up with a plan. And because they're going to give it their all. Even though they really don't have anybody really playing, these guys are hurt and they're dinged up. could be a little bit of tank job, but I think majority. I think they want to spoil the Bills' playoff hopes, no doubt. I mean, divisional game, they would love to be able to do that. And so we're gonna get their best. But I want Sean McDermott and this defense, man, to really get after this guy. Like send the kitchen sink, dude. Like play like you're not afraid of these guys, and like you're the superior team. Go out there and play. Be aggressive. I don't want to see these guys sit back. You know what I mean? Like I want them to dictate the terms during this game. And I think with the emotions of the game, and like you mentioned earlier with Daquan coming back, and they're back at home, Highmark Stadium after Christmas or whatever, they understand the stakes. I think we can see a different Bills team, and it could be a massive win for the Bills.
Yeah, it better be. I don't want to. I'm tired of these close games. Like I thoroughly enjoyed the Cowboys game. It was over by halftime. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was over by halftime, and I could just kind of relax and wait for the clock to tick away. And I want that. Yeah. What I want to happen is at the half, I want to be able to just turn the Miami-Baltimore game on and then just check in periodically on the Bills game to make sure we're still blowing them out. That's it. It has to be no Ramondre Stevenson, so you're just dealing with Ezekiel Elliott, who is very, very. He's still a very good back. He still has very good vision. He still has. He still runs for power. He can still catch the football out the backfield. He's still an excellent blocker. He's still a very good player. He's not as explosive as he used to be, but he still poses a threat. They still, Bailey Zappi was completing some. Did you see there was a throw on PS2 last week at the game against the Broncos? I wish I would have pulled that up, man, so we could have showed the people. Bro, he completed a pass to Devontae Parker on the sideline where he literally dropped the ball. Yeah, yes. Bailey Zappi put the ball right in his, one-handed. You got PS2 right here in coverage, and the ball lands right here in Parker's hands. It was a perfect pass, man. Perfect pass. But yes, Jeremy Bennett says Cook needs a 25-plus touch game to control that clock. Yes and no. I think Cook does need a bunch of touches. I don't know if he needs 25 because that Patriots defense is going to be pulling at the football, trying to create turnovers. And the only reason why that game against the Chargers was close was because we turned the ball over three times.
Turned the ball over. Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at the highlights right now from last week game against the Broncos for the Patriots, and I'm trying to see if it's going to show that pass that you're talking about.
It should. It was a great throw, man.
Who was it to?
Great throw. It was to I think I want to say it was to Parker. Let me see if I can pull it up myself. Because I was watching the All 22 yesterday, or yesterday and the day before and stuff like that. Let me see.
Was it a back shoulder throw? Like to the sideline?
Yes. Yep.
Hold on a second. I want to know if this was it. This might have been it. Let me see if I can share let me try to share my screen. I think it looks like number 83. Let me share it real quickly here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I need the Bills not to sleep, man. Not to sleep next week. Tomorrow.
Right.
Against Bailey Zappi here. And make him look like who he's supposed to look like. Oh, snap. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, let me blow it up full screen here. I think it's coming up next. Come on, internet. You were just working. I think this is the play right here. 2nd and 20. Oh man, come on. Was that it? It looks like it's going to show a replay of it here. There's number 83 at the top of the screen. Oh, man, come on.
I think that was it.
Was that it?
Let's see. No,
I can't see the
that's
name.
not
It's
it.
number 83. That's not it.
No, that wasn't it.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
He's
Next time
a capable.
I'll pull it up myself.
Yeah, I mean he's a capable quarterback. I mean, I'll say this also while we're looking at these highlights. What I don't want to see, and this is probably the only main concern for me in this game is I go back to week 7, and Bill O'Brien is a good offensive coordinator.
Right.
They did something that because they saw a trend in the last I think it was like a couple of games beforehand. That they said, oh shoot, we can exploit this, and they got Taran Johnson matched up on their tight end. They had Hunter Henry, and matter of fact, I think that was a game-winning. No, not Hunter Henry. It was Mike Gesicki in the red zone when he caught that game-winning touchdown. And if we remember, we saw that against the Giants, Darren Waller, but of course it was a flag. And then even the week before then, I think who was that? Who ran that play and caught that pass on Taran Johnson? It was the same thing. Also, I can't remember the tight end, but anyway, Bill O'Brien exploited that matchup in the red zone, which won him the game with a Mike Gesicki. And so, as much as I like Taran Johnson, I don't want him matched up on Gesicki or Hunter Henry. I think that was it. That was it right there. Did you see it? That was a pass.
Yep, that's it.
That was it. Let me. Hopefully, it's gonna show a replay. That was a heck of a throw.
Yes,
Here it is. Yep, there it is. All right, so it's 2nd and 10. Bailey Zappi drops back, just in the bucket. In the bucket to Devontae Parker, right over. Yep, like you said, PS2, man. So anyway, yeah, Bailey Zappi, he can do it, man. He really can. But I just don't want. And I think Bill O'Brien is going to scheme some things up for these guys, and Taran Johnson and Gesicki concerns me, man. Especially if they get down to the red zone. That's the only thing I don't want, and I don't know if the Bills have an answer for that. Of course, you say we'll put Rasul Douglas on them, but I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think, man? Like, do you think that there's any answer for that if they're able to match up Mike Gesicki on Taran Johnson?
Poyer. Put Poyer on him. I'd rather have Poyer on him, and then you drop. But this is where you got to be creative. You bring Poyer down into the box, and you drop Poyer back in coverage on Gesicki, and maybe you send Taran Johnson on the blitz, or maybe you leave Taran Johnson out there roaming as a rover.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are so worried about Buffalo. Listen, y'all better worry about the Baltimore. You saw Baltimore.
I know he ain't.
To your big brother. I know you saw what Baltimore did to your big brother.
Come on, man.
The San Francisco 49ers. Y'all are the juniors. They originated all of this. Okay, they originated everything that you guys do, and they got.
Ain't nobody scared of these. Oh my gosh, these Dolphins fans. Ain't nobody afraid of the Dolphins tomorrow winning the division. Like, come on, bro. Like, and as injured as Miami is too.
You know how sweet it's gonna be, Rev, when just let's take this journey real quick, Bills Mafia. Let's take this journey.
Take it, brother. Take it.
Buffalo annihilates the Patriots tomorrow. The Ravens beat the Dolphins. Week 18. Week 18 in Miami, right?
Yep.
The crowd, the stadium would be filled. It'll be 65% Bills fans, guaranteed. It's going to be 60.
It is
60 to 65% Bills fans. And Josh Allen comes in there and does Josh Allen things and walks out of there with a 3-touchdown score, a 3-touchdown lead, a 3-touchdown performance. And and the Dolphins go from first in the conference to sixth in the conference.
That's gonna be hilarious. Hilarious. Absolutely.
They go from the bye week to having to go into Kansas City and win a game.
Yeah.
It's
That's gonna be so
happening.
funny,
Get
man.
ready.
Watch
Get
that.
ready for it.
Because I think they're gonna get manhandled tomorrow.
I agree.
But
I think they get worked.
Yeah, big time. They're playing in Baltimore. Or they're playing in Miami.
In Baltimore.
In Baltimore. Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. These guys are playing for the 1 seed because they got the Browns that are right behind them. These guys are gonna dog walk the Dolphins. Tua gotta help him tomorrow because they gonna come after that brother. They gonna come after him all day, and I hope that the Bills have such a comfortable lead, like you had said, man, that we can just kind of flip back and we can watch these Dolphins get embarrassed because week 18, man, for the division and the number 2 seed,
Right.
that's gonna be crazy. And I kind of want to go through this like this playoff simulator. You want to take a crack at it, man, and it's kind of
For sure.
take a look at it at let me see if I can pull it up here. Right now, this is crazy to imagine. When you just go back a few weeks, or just after the Broncos game, how bleak it was looking for the Bills getting in the playoffs. And right now, according to the New York Times playoff simulator, the Bills have a 91% chance to make it. 91% chance right now.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do
Won't
it?
he do it, right?
Won't he do it, baby? Won't he do it, man? Come on now. Now look, this is let me pull it up because I want you guys to help me out here with this because we're gonna go through these last 2 weeks of the season to take a look at the Bills' chances to make the playoffs. And I don't think it's gonna tell me the seeding in the NY Times. But I'm not too sure. And Scott Van Loo, he comes in right on time. Scott with the super chat. He says, "Hey Rev, what do we have to do to win the division and get the number 2 seed? What do we have to do to win the division and get the number 2 seed?" So like, this is exactly what we're going to talk about, Scott, right now. So you're right on time, man. I'm gonna pull up the playoff simulator here, so you guys sit back and enjoy this. We're gonna pick these games. We're gonna see. I think off the top right now, the Bills. They control their own destiny, right? So they got to win out.
Yep.
And it starts tomorrow against the Patriots. And they need a little bit of help. So if Miami loses tomorrow, then week 18 is not only for the division, but it's for the 2 seed.
2 seed. Yep.
It's the number 2 seed. Yep. All right. So let me share my screen here, and we're gonna pull this up. Where is it at? Here. Here we go. You guys let me know if you can see it. We up good. All right.
Yeah.
So look over here. Right hand corner of your screen, 91% chance to make the playoffs as of today. Okay. So now let's go through the week 17 schedule. And we can just kind of pick whatever these other games that really don't matter. So we got Lions, Cowboys right now. I don't even know what the score is right now. It doesn't matter to me. So let's just pick somebody. I mean, who you got? Cowboys? I don't know.
I would like to see the Cowboys win that game. I want the Cowboys to get the 2 seed, man. I want San Francisco to have to play the Cowboys in the AFC in the NFC Championship.
You know what? I've got something. I think I may have. Oh, hold on. I'll pull it up later. But I think I have a scenario. I think it's on my phone. Golly. Anyway, because I was thinking about like the whole NFL and the script and just who they would like to see based on money, because that's really is what it boils down to. And based on some playoff seating, I think I'll try to see if I can get it here a little bit later. Anyway, let's take a look at this. Week 17. All right, so let's go Cowboys over the Lions. It actually changes the Bills percentage to make the playoffs by 1%. It's crazy. All right, look at this. Patriots at Bills tomorrow. Bills win. Look at it. 98% chance.
Yep.
Now here's the kicker.
Just to make
here's the kicker.
Playoffs. Yeah.
That's just to make the playoffs. That's not the number one seed. That's just the playoffs. But here's the kicker. Watch this. If the Bills lose, look at that.
Yep.
That's how important this game is. So, even though on the onset it says 91% chance to make it right now, if the Bills win, it's a 98% chance. They're virtually in it. If they lose, it drops all the way down to just a shade over 50%. That is how crucial tomorrow's game is and why the Bills have to win. I don't care what the score is. Just come out with a win, right? Of course, I want the Bills to crush them, and I think they will. But just win. I don't even care. So let's just assume the Bills win, all right? 98% chance. Falcons at Bears. Who are you picking in that game? Doesn't really matter. It's an NFC game.
It doesn't really matter. I would say Falcons should win that game. I mean, Justin Fields, he wins games that he shouldn't win. So I'm going with the Falcons because the Falcons need to keep pace in that division. So I'm going with the Falcons.
All right. So now we got an AFC matchup: Raiders at Colts.
Well,
I want the Colts.
We need the Raiders to win
lose?
that game. Yeah, we need the Raiders to win that game. That'll help us clinch.
How are the Colts winning? Explain that to me. I have no idea.
Man, great coaching. They got their pick right when they took Josh Downs in the second round. They're getting excellent production out of their running backs. Like Zach Moss Zach Moss reverted to what he was in Buffalo, a guy that couldn't find a running lane. And they're still producing. They're still able to produce. Jonathan Taylor's a superstar. The offensive line is great. Gardner Minshew is playing really good football, not making a ton of mistakes. Yeah, it really comes down to the coaching, man. Great coaching.
Right. All right, so Raiders win. Bills got 99% chance to make it. All right.
Right.
Rams at Giants. I think the Rams are hot, dude. I think the Rams are a sneaky team that could go to the Super Bowl. I'm just like I think the Rams.
I don't know about that. That's lofty. That's lofty. Going to the Super Bowl.
You don't think so?
I don't think they. I don't think they have the secondary.
You don't think they beat the Niners?
I don't think they can beat the Niners.
I think Brock Purdy. I think the Brock Purdy experiment has run its course. I think he's been exposed.
You think so?
I think the Ravens probably hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they made him look. What is it, 4 picks? And did he get benched or did he?
He got hurt. So
he got hurt.
But listen,
now,
so the 49ers have 3 losses. And go look at those 3 losses. Like, who did they lose to? They lost to the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals, but that was a healthy Bengals team, right? And they put up points against the Bengals. I mean, they put up, I don't want to say points, but they put up a ton of yards. Like, they got a lot of yards against the Bengals, but they weren't able to score points. The Bengals got timely stops and timely turnovers. Great defensive coordinator, Lou Anarumo. He's got a proven system. It works. They lost to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns did not have Deshaun Watson. They put, I think P.J. Walker was the coach of the quarterback that game. Yep. And they lost. They missed a bunch of field goals. The weather wasn't great, whatever. Jim Schwartz, great defensive mind, great defensive coordinator.
No, we know him in Buffalo well. Yeah.
They lose to the Ravens. They don't do a great job with mobile quarterbacks. That's why Seattle used to give them hell all the time. And again, that defense was able to really hurt, really take advantage of Brock Purdy being a young quarterback. Mike McDonald, really good defensive mind. So last time I checked, that defensive coordinator in Buffalo, he's pretty good too. So I like our chances. I like our chances there.
No doubt.
But I think Purdy's a good quarterback, man.
He's a guy. I think you get after him. Saints at Bucks. And let me just
it doesn't matter.
feel here with these NFC teams. Niners at Commanders. Imagine the Niners lose that game. That'd be crazy. All right, so the Niners win. All right, let's Panthers at Jags. All right, we need the Jags.
We want
lose.
the Panthers.
There's no way Panthers are losing that game. I mean, winning that game. That's just not gonna happen.
Right.
So all right, we'll say the Jags win that game. Bills are still looking at a 97, 98% chance to make the playoffs if they just win their game, tomorrow. Dolphins at Ravens. Here we go. This is it. Ravens win, and then take a look at this right here underneath the 98%. Look at the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you look at. Let me just take this game off here if it'll let me take it off. All right, so if I take the game off before the game, you look at the Bills 98, 99% chance to make the playoffs before the Dolphins-Ravens game, okay? But then you look at it here, to host a wild card game is 30%, okay? Which means like they have to be top 4 seed, okay? Wild card is 69%, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the Ravens win, look at how it changes. If the Ravens win, to host the playoff game, it jumps all the way up to 44%. But the Ravens win and the Dolphins lost. Okay, just like that. So that means week 18 is not just for the division. It's not just for a playoff, it's for the division. Okay.
Yep.
But then if we look, let's just say just for argument's sake, let's say the Dolphins win, the Bills are still going to be in the playoffs. It's just they're going to be a wild card. Okay, it's 98% wild card, less than 1% to host a game. Okay.
Right.
So for argument's sake, so we're going to stick with the Ravens. The Ravens winning. All right, to make this week 18 for the division. Then you got Titans at Texans. I think somebody said we need the Titans to win. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as we need the teams from the South.
Ravens, Seahawks,
lose.
Chiefs, Panthers and Titans to win. All right, so let's say
if
the
all
Titans
of that
win.
happens, we definitely
we in there. We in there. We're good. Look, so if the Titans win, it's greater than 99% chance. We're going. We're going. We take care of business, and even if the Ravens lose, if we take care of business tomorrow, we're still going in. It's 99% chance. Okay,
100%.
Now I'll look to next week. Matter of fact, Silas, remind me that you kind of do it scenario for week 18. For right now, I want to do another scenario where the Dolphins win tomorrow, and then week 18 the Bills win. Okay, just to see. Or the Dolphins win to see if the Bills get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? If the Bills lose against the Dolphins. You know what I mean? All right, so we're going to keep it at the Ravens. All right, Titans win. Bills might as well. They're in there. Steelers at Seahawks. Let's say Seattle wins that game. Okay, Bills are still in it. Chargers at Broncos. It's 100% chance. Pick it, Silas. Chargers at Broncos. Who do you think? You think Bailey Zappi is going to go into Denver and beat the Russell Wilson-less Denver Broncos?
Chargers at Broncos?
Yeah, Chargers at Broncos. Battle of the backups.
I don't know why I feel like this, but I feel like the Chargers are going to win that game. I really do.
Okay.
I think that kid Easton Stick is. I think he's got something to prove, man.
If the Chargers win, the Bills are 100% making the playoffs. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got Bengals at Chiefs. Who do you want to win this game? I think I want the Chiefs to win that game. Right?
Yeah. We want the teams that have the tiebreaker over us.
The tiebreaker over us to lose.
Yeah. Right. We want them to fail.
Yep. All right, Packers at Vikings. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now week 18, though. Here we go. This is week 18. Okay, Browns at Bengals. Okay, so let's say Browns win. Browns win that game. Okay, Vikings at Lions. It doesn't matter. We'll go with the Lions. Bears at Packers. We'll say Packers. Okay, Jags at Titans. We'll pick the Titans over the Jags. Okay.
Right.
Bills are still in it. Texans at Colts. Do you want the Texans to win that game?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I don't think it's gonna happen, but okay. Broncos at Raiders. Yeah, either. I mean, you already see it. Either way, we're in it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders at Broncos. We'll say Broncos at Raiders. We'll say Raiders win at home. Bills are in it. All right. Now, Bills Dolphins. Okay. Now, again, look at this scenario here on the right-hand side underneath the 100% where you see the host a wild card game or they're playing host a wild card or they play wild card. All right. Right now it's 46% host a wild card game. 54% just as a wild card. Okay. If the Bills win week 18, so if they win tomorrow, Dolphins lose, and Bills turn around and win week 18 against the Dolphins, Bills win the division. Bills are hosting a wild card game. And they're probably jumping
They hosting two games.
2 seed.
Yeah, no, they hosting 2 games. Yeah, Bills win this division.
Games, yeah.
They're hosting 2 games. Yep.
Now, if the Bills lose,
on the road,
it's a wild card. So, the Bills need to win tomorrow. Okay, the Bills need to win tomorrow. 100%. This game is more important than Week 18. I'll tell you that right now. Like, this game is more important than Week 18. If the Bills if the Bills lose tomorrow, they're gonna be in trouble. Okay, they're gonna be in some serious trouble, and they're gonna need help. So you want the Bills to handle business tomorrow. That's why we can't overlook the Patriots. That's how important this is. So Bills take care of business tomorrow, and even if they lose Week 18, and say they decide to rest some starters, whatever, let's say they lose Week 18, they're still in the playoffs. Still 100% chance to get in the playoffs. But Week 18 is for the division and the 2 seed. I think Bills want that. They want that home playoff game. Okay, but now let's just say for kicks and giggles, let's just go back to Week 17. Let's say, for instance, the Bills lose to the Patriots. Let me take this Dolphins-Bills game. Let's say the Bills lose to the Patriots. All right, look at that. Based off the scenarios, the other games that we predicted, 40% chance to make the playoffs. With the rest of the games that we already predicted, 44% chance to make it. Okay.
Yep.
Now
we open ourselves up to the tiebreakers if we lose tomorrow.
Facts, big time, and so we need those tiebreaker help. If the Bills lose Week 18 to the Dolphins, we're out.
Right.
We're out. This is why tomorrow's game is more important than Week 18. We can't even think about Week 18 yet. Like, tomorrow is it. I don't care. Again, I don't care how we win it. We just have to win. Okay, and forget the help, forget everything else. Handle business tomorrow. The playoff chances are jumped up to high 90. If they lose, they need help. Big time.
Right.
Big time.
Right.
So plus they have to win Week 18. So I mean that's what it is, man. Like I don't think Bills don't need to go into Week 18 win and get in. They don't need that. All right, because I guarantee the Dolphins are gonna be trying to spoil them and knock them out of there. So I hope that answered you guys' question about what it's gonna take for the Bills to get in there, not just make the playoffs, but to actually get the number 2 seed. They have to win out if they want to be comfortable and assure themselves of a 2 seed. They got to win out. They got to handle business. That's why they have to go into tomorrow home game and treat it like a win, and get in, lose, and done type of game against Bailey Zappi and the New England Patriots. Silas. So let's pivot real quick, man, before we get ready here to get out of here. Let's talk about some keys, man. Let's talk about some keys to big dubs for the Bills going in tomorrow. What do the Bills need to do in order to secure a win?
Offensively, take care of the football. That we are a superior team to the we're a superior team to the Patriots. this current year, we're a superior team. So take care of the football. You don't give bad teams extra chances to hurt you.
Right.
You take care of the football. That's going to be fine. Stay ahead of down and distance, right?
Mhm.
So, meaning you want to continue to get your positive yardage per play. So this should be a big Kincaid, Diggs, Shakir running back catching out of the backfield type of game offensively. And then, obviously Josh will run and they'll hand the football off a few times as well to maybe Fournette or the other guys.
Is Fournette playing, or is it Ty Johnson gonna get the call? Well,
I'm not sure. Like Ty is trending in the right direction, but you don't. I don't know. Maybe they want to get another look at at Fournette. You want to give him a couple of games. I don't know.
That's what I think they should do. I think they should just. I think they could rest Ty, man. He had a full. He practiced fully yesterday, but he was limited all week with the shoulder injury.
Kim. No stupid penalties.
Oh my God, no! We can't have it, man. Like tomorrow has to be a clean game, dude. Please play clean. Please play a clean game. I think. Like he had said, I think that's probably the number one key is secure the football. Like take care of that ball because, you have to know that Bill Belichick is telling these guys to strip that ball. Get it out of there.
From Cook. Yep.
From Cook, big time. Yeah. Yeah, from Cook, big time. You know what I'm saying? So, give Cook some balls. Out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying in the passing game. And hand it to your bruisers. You know what I'm saying? The guy, you're more sure-handed guys, who can hold the ball and do that. And then just control the clock. What about on the defensive side of the ball, man? For the Bills, what do you think the Bills need to do defensively? Anything schematically or anything that stands out to you that the Bills need to do on the defense?
Yes. I want to see 8 men in the box as often. I want to see 7 at no less than 7 guys in the box consistently. And then you drop back into coverage and you make Bailey Zappi process and beat you with his arm. I say put 7 in the box because I want to stop the run immediately, make them a one-dimensional team, and then you go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I think the Bills needed offensively. I think the Bills need to get out to a hot start, like opening possession. Whether or not they because you're probably gonna defer if they win it, but first possession, march down the field and score. Okay, if let's just say hypothetical here, Bills win the toss. McDermott is going to defer to the half. He defers. Patriots offense gets on the field. Bills stop them defensively, whether it's 3 and out or whatever, and they don't get any points, not even a field goal. And then the offense comes back, and offense gets on the field, and they go down the field and they score a touchdown. I think that right there will set the tone for the rest of the game. That's how. I need the Bills offense to get off to a hot start. Just go down the field and win. If the Bills play with a lead and keep the foot on the gas, the Bills could cruise to victory. You know what I'm saying? My thing to you, Michael, easily, right? But let me ask you this question though, Silas, because I just thought about this. So understanding how important this game is, right? Just win. Bills just need to get out of here with the win. However it looks, they just need to win. Do you think that could play a role into how Sean McDermott coaches this game? Like, do you see conservative Sean McDermott, or do you see aggressive Sean McDermott? Understanding that, man, I just got to win. How do you see Sean McDermott coaching this game?
I see aggressive Sean McDermott because I think McDermott's going to look at this game and say to himself, you know what? they really can't hurt us offensively. You know, I think that he's going to look at this game and say, offensively, they can't hurt us. Let's take shots. And if they score, if they guess correctly, hats off to them. Let's see if you can do it again. I think it's I think you see an aggressive McDermott. I think you see 7-man boxes and some blitzes early and often to keep this guy Zappy off of his from being keep him from being comfortable. And I think we win big tomorrow.
Man, I want them to win big so badly. I'm tired of these games, man, where my anxiety is up, my heart is up. Like just make it a comfortable game, cruise to victory, halftime. You know what I'm saying? I mean, jump out to 28-3 type of a lead. You know what I'm saying? And we cruising, played Josh in the offense one more time. They score. You know, Bills defense stops them, put up another touchdown. It's 35-3. Sit Josh in the offense, bring the other Allen out on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to see tomorrow. I just wonder if Sean is gonna play the conservative route and and just try to eat clock all game long and be conservative because he just wants to escape with a win. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to make a statement, I think he just tells the offense, "Hey man, destroy him." You know what I'm saying? Destroy him, make him look bad. It's all you all day long. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? And just do that. I think if the Bills are aggressive, I think that's the kind of style in which they flourish in anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, put on the gas, be aggressive all game long. You know, the minute they start trying to be conservative, is when they tend to let teams get back in games and stuff like that, and they rely on like last second heroics. Be aggressive. Understand you got Josh Allen. Remember who you have. You got Josh Allen. Be aggressive as long as you can, and you open up a huge lead. There's no way the Patriots they don't have enough offense to come back. You go out to a 14-point lead. I mean, I would even say 17. Like they're not coming back from that deficit. You don't have the offense, and you just put your defense. And you say, pin your ears back and get after them. It'll be all she wrote. We gotta establish some dominance up front, right? I want to win the line of scrimmage. I want to be able to run the football. Because I want to get to the play action. I think this is another big game for Gabe. I think he gets another deep touchdown. I think Diggs has a monster game as well. If you remember the last Patriots game, J.C. Jackson talked so much trash to Stephon Diggs. And I know Diggs is not always running his mouth
to go down twice. Yeah, so I expect Diggs to cook tomorrow.
The Jared Goff is still a pick. My bad, I think
that's what they're saying.
That's I'm catching on Twitter because I don't have it on in my room here, but it looks like Jared Goff threw a pick, and the Cowboys are gonna win this game. Look at that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, man. So that's kind of where I am. Silas, man, you got any score predictions, buddy? Y'all want to do score predictions, or all right. So let me cue up the music here for score predictions. Let me get this thing popping. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to close this show out. To everybody who's been watching us, tuning in all night long. Smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Prediction time. I need to know score predictions. How do you feel tomorrow about this game, tomorrow afternoon, rather? Bills big time victory, close game, How do you see it? How do you call it? Drop your score predictions right now in the chat all day long. Paul Costa says, yo, it's a close game, Silas. He says, yo, 17-16 Bills. There ain't no way. There ain't no way it's going to be a 17-16 game. Yo, if it's like that, dog, oh, my gosh.
Is he a Patriots fan?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Paul, I mean, are you a Patriots fan or what? Because here the Bills fans right here. I mean, we got Bobby coming in 38-6. That's more like it. Nautica, 40 burger side, and she says 41-10. 41-10 Bills. So Silas, man, how do you call it, man? What do you see?
I think the Bills are able to score. I think we're going to score on virtually every drive that we have. Give me 38-13. I think they'll get I think they'll score a touchdown. Yeah. I think Gesicki's really good. They've got guys that can make plays. 38-13. That's what I'm going
38-13. All right.
Yeah.
I like that score a lot. I have been searching for that 40 burger, man, for a long time. I feel like McDermott would go for it. I don't know if the Bills are gonna do it though. I don't know if they're gonna get that 40 burger tomorrow. I'll say, what's the spread? Is it like Bills? Are they
12.5? I
know they started off with 14 points, so it's now down to 12.5.
Oh, it was at 14. I thought.
I mean, no. Beginning of the week it was. It's not 14 now, but 12.5 I think now. At home too, big time game. Let's see here, bounce back game for Diggs. I'm gonna go Bills. I'll do three lower. I'll say Bills 35. Patriots. Oh man, I don't want to give them nothing. To be honest with you, I'll give them.
It might be 0. You know, Daquan Jones is back.
Daquan back.
Daquan back. We're at home. They might not score. They might not.
Let's shut them out, man. Let's shut them out. Can we shut them out?
35. Let's do it.
Yeah, do y'all approve of that? Let's do 35-0, man. 35-0. Bills crush the Patriots at home at Hallmark Stadium in front of a blazing hot, on fire Bills Mafia crowd. While the Dolphins are struggling against the Ravens, and they look up here at the score and they poop themselves thinking about Week 18 matchup. How the Bills are about to hand it to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like.
27-16 Ravens. Let's go.
Oh man, let's call it. Let's just go ahead and 47-16. All right, let's drop your Ravens Dolphins score predictions too in the chat. So Silas says 47-16 Ravens.
Oh no, 27. I don't think 40. The Ravens this morning. Yeah, 27. 27. If they score 27 points, 2 or through 2 pick six.
I thought you said 47. All right, I'll go Ravens. Yeah, I like that. I'll give the Ravens 31. Let's do Ravens 31. Dolphins. Dang, who are they missing? Is Miami? Is anybody hurt on their offense? Is Jalen Waddle playing? I think he's out.
Jalen Waddle is out. Yes.
Oh man. Oh my God. Oh, Waddle's out. It's a wrap. They're gonna blanket Tyreek. I think it could be nasty. I'm gonna go.
I agree.
I'm gonna go 31-10.
Ooh.
31-10 Ravens.
Ooh.
31-10 Ravens. 31-10 Ravens is mine. So I got Large Mouth says 28-13 Ravens. Then I got a 21-7 Ravens. Augustine says 24-17 to Miami. Oh no, I'm sorry. 24-17 Ravens. My bad. Laura says 38-21. I don't think Miami scores 21 without Waddle. Like if all they have is Tyreek and the run game, I don't think that's enough for the Ravens defense. And I don't think they're
going to be able to run the football against the Ravens. The Ravens are tough up front. That defensive line.
Yep. They tough, man. That's what I'm saying. And so if you don't have your number 2, they don't really have nobody else. So I mean, you got Tyreek. I think they can. They probably put a safety over top on Tyreek. They clamp that down and they stop the run. They're gonna have Tua running for his life. I think it'd be one of them games, man. So needless to say, the Bills handle business tomorrow against the Patriots, and the Ravens handle their business tomorrow against the Dolphins. And Week 18 is for the division of the number 2 seed, and the Dolphins are scared. That's what it boils down to. So,
100%.
Again, shout out you guys. I appreciate y'all so much, man, for joining me, sticking with you, man. Shout out to my man Silas. Will y'all do me this favor, man? Go follow my man Silas if you haven't already followed him. Follow him at Whittle2K. Do that real quick, like catch his podcast coast to coast. Silas, I'm gonna give you this time, man, to go ahead and plug your stuff, man, and say whatever you gotta say, man. Anything that you got coming up? What's good, man? What should the people know about it?
Well, first and foremost, happy birthday to my co-host for the Coast to Coast podcast. Happy birthday, Beyond. The big 50. You don't look 50. You look 60. No, I'm joking. You don't. You look great. We missed you this week, but the Mafia held us down. Shout out to T for stepping in for us. But Coast to Coast, we're on YouTube Wednesday. You can catch us on Twitter as well. We go live on Wednesday at 9 p.m. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as you can now stream us via Apple and Spotify. I don't have the links right now, but the links will be up on my Twitter profile very, very soon. So just we're doing some stuff in the off season. After the season's over with draft prospects, we're gonna highlight different players. We're gonna put a big board together. And tomorrow we may do a pregame like hype video with one of Bills Mafia's most famous fans, but that's still up in the air. So keep tap in with us, man, and you'll tap in with me on Twitter. You'll get the rundown on everything. All right. So I appreciate it. But Rev, always, I love coming on your show. Anytime the Fanatics need me, I'm on my way. Guaranteed.
I appreciate it, Silas. I mean, I enjoy having you, man. Anytime we get a chance to talk, I love it, brother. And so it's much love, man. It's much love over here.
Yes, sir.
You guys, man, make sure. I mean, I'm telling you, go follow Silas, and then catch him in the spaces because he be going in on the spaces all week long.
We do spaces. Yeah, we try to do spaces every day. We got spaces where we talk football. We talk life. We just we get each other through the work day. We do it every day. Tap in with us, please.
For sure. And tap in with the Mafia and with the Fanatics tomorrow. We got pregame. You know how we doing it. Myself, Z-Bot, Rico he may not be with us tomorrow for the pregame, but it's going to be live because it's a huge game tomorrow. And then we got my man Pierre the Kingpin with his live game day reaction show. So you guys may stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. We're doing big things. The Bills are going to crush these Patriots, come out here with a win, and it's on Miami Week 18, baby. You already know what time it is. This is how we do it. So again, baby, you guys enjoy your night. Grace and peace. God bless. And as always, baby, go Bills. We'll holler at you next time. Let's get it.